Hello, everyone. Welcome to Frank in Action YouTube channel. So, as promised, we will be proceeding to the second phase of conducting daily news. So, again, this is Teacher Frank, and this is Frank in Action YouTube channel. So, in this video, we'll be focusing in helping our aspirants to be able to have wider ideas, and for our teachers also and our students perhaps watching this video, you'll be able to see how the teachers should be able to conduct lesson, or how should teacher conduct lesson. So there are different ways approach in conducting the lesson, and this is very important. I will be giving you also some feedback on what are the ways on assessing your student. Well, this is very important. I love this session. I love this episode that I am doing right now because I am able to provide information, pieces of information to our co-teachers on how you're going to conduct a very, what I call this one, easy and very fast way of assessing our student. In the NativeCamp platform, it is very important that you can conduct assessment to your student. Sometimes our student would be feeling, what I call this one, frustrated because they thought that you don't care about them, and they thought that they are unfulfilled after the lesson. Well, how can you help your student to do so? This is very important. You have to do assessment every lesson, especially for your students that are new to your class. For your old students, I think you already have an idea how the student speaks, how his comprehension, how the level of vocabulary he has, that one. But if what if you have a new student and the only thing that you have to do is to check the history, how many times he conduct or he took lessons with that specific classes, and it will give you an idea also. Okay, this student has an experience, he has a wider horizon of learning the English language. And after assessing that before the lesson starts, if this is a reservation class, if not, you have to at least have a quick check on his requests. What else? His account, so that you can see the history of his lessons. And of course, when you are already conducting the lesson, try to give some challenges for your student, or some questions that allows you to have an idea what level your student is in his English lessons, or English career, all right, or English what learning. Okay, so again, going back to our main reason why we are doing this, this is the second part or second phase of how you are going to conduct daily news. This is a very quick video, guys, so that you can have an idea on how you're going to proceed. In our previous lesson or our previous video, we were talking about how we're going to conduct lesson focusing on the words and phrases. This time we're going to focus on the listening focus. All right, so this time, let's try to watch the video that Native Camp offers to us to watch.
NativeCamp. This is the tutorial video which will show you how to teach daily news textbook. You are now in the listening focus section, the second step in handling daily news textbook. There are 2 points that you should remember for this section. First, checking the purpose of this section, and second, knowing how to proceed with this section. Let's
All right, so sometimes we are just so focused on how am I gonna conduct the lesson without understanding why we are conducting that way, why we are proceeding, why we are doing this kind of procedure in conducting that specific lesson. So later, guys, I'm gonna give you my feedback and what are my ways to conduct the lesson. Again, guys, this is not to alleviate to the system, but it's just perhaps will help you make the lesson not so monotonous, but making it more interesting. Daily news lesson is considered as one of the advanced lessons for for our students, and perhaps for our teachers also. So I hope, I could be able to help you. So let's proceed watching this video.
Let's begin with the first point. Listening focus contains similar questions that will be asked after listening to the audio of the article.
All right. So good. That's really true. What we do here later after this part or this phase, we will be listening to the audio, but that would be on the next video. But here we are asked to introduce the questions first before proceeding to listening to the audio or the article or the daily article, daily news article. I'm sorry. So this is very important so that while the student is listening to the audio, he or she has an idea already what are those important information or pieces of information or data that the article is providing or or providing and later on will be asked to answer. So that's very important. So make sure to listen to this video.
The questions are given beforehand so that students can focus on certain details while listening to the article. After the student answers the last item in words and phrases, proceed this part by saying, "Okay, let's move on to the next part, comprehension." Introduce the listening focus by reading the instruction. So, we will listen to the article. Before that, let's check the questions that you will have to answer later. Please look at the questions as I read them. You will read the questions by yourself, and the student will just listen while checking them on the textbook.
All right. So in this part, guys, in my own opinion, of course, during the demo lesson, you have to follow the instruction. You have to read the three questions. Okay. You let your student listen to your reading. Okay. Again, during the demo lesson, you have to read those questions. Okay, later on, teacher Aya will be showing to you how she conducts the lesson. But again, in my own opinion, what I do, as what I've said, is very important. It's very crucial for us as teachers to have an advanced assessment to our students. And I hope students who are listening right now would not feel bad if you let or the teachers allow you to read it instead of the student or instead of the teachers reading it for you. One of the reasons is personally as a teacher it is very important for me to have an assessment to my student to check on what level of reading vocabulary or accent my student is showing throughout the lesson. This is somehow focusing on my new students. Okay, I don't have any idea how the students learn English. I don't have any idea what accent he's really mastering, if it is British or American. So, allowing my student to read those questions will give me an idea. Ah, okay, this student has this kind of level. Okay, this student is using this accent. Oh, this student has difficulties with the L and R still. Oh, this student's should focus on practicing vowel sounds, this kind of things. So I let my student read this part. This is just my own and personal way of conducting the lesson. Anyway, this is just three questions. Again, it depends. On the first phase, I already have a first assessment. Okay, this student can speak English. This student cannot speak English. This student doesn't have idea what are the words introduced during the words and phrases. Now, here, this is just reading. I'm not asking yet. This is just checking how he reads the words in the question. So again, let me repeat it. During your demo lesson, do not deviate from the process. Let the student listen to you while you're reading the three questions. In my own lessons, aside from demo lessons, I will let my student read these questions. you know One of the reasons also is like it feels like they will have much more understanding of the questions if I allow them to read it. There are times that they're going to read it twice because they want to understand the questions, that kind of thing. So I'm allowing them to have a comprehension already of the question. And later on, while listening to the audio, they will have the light bulbs already every time they're going to hear related to the questions. So that's what I'm doing. So again, guys, that's only okay when you're not doing demo lessons. Okay? All right.
Start with saying number one, and then refer to the questions found in the current textbook.
Okay, let's move on to the next part, comprehension. Now we will listen to the article, but before that, let's check the questions that you will have to answer later. Now please look at the questions as I read them. Number one, what is the name of the documentary that features Yuichiro Miura's speed writing attempt? Number two, according to the article, why do Japanese elders turn to hobbies? Number three, according to Yuko Okuma, what could be an important factor in elderly health? Now, let's listen to the audio. It starts now.
Okay.
Thank you for watching the video.
All right. So thank you for watching that video and let's proceed with the feedback. Okay. So let's have a recap. So when it comes to listening focus, we're just introducing the questions that will be asked later or after listening the audio later. Okay. So this is very important, guys, that during, again, let's review, let's repeat this one. During the demo lesson, you will be the one to read those questions. Okay. But in my own piece of advice, I would let my student do it not in the demo lesson. Okay, again, that's part of my assessment. I have a purpose, I have a reason why I'm doing that. I'm not trying to, become lazy, try to be lazy while doing the lesson, but no, I'm trying to use it as a tool for me to have an assessment for my student. Okay, so those are ways, those are my opinion, and I hope you were able to get some insights and some ideas on how you should conduct the daily news, and perhaps it can help you motivate your students and help you also in conducting the daily news. So later on, guys, I will be talking about the next phase of conducting the daily news. So I hope you're gonna watch it still. And this is Teacher Frank again. If you're not yet subscribed in this YouTube channel, Frank in Action, please make sure to click the subscribe button and also the ring bell button so you'll be notified in our video. And please take note, guys, we also have some membership of this YouTube channel. If you want to be part of the membership, you can actually go to that. You can actually click on that. It's only a small dime for you. And it can really help our channel also get more. And we can continue doing this YouTube channel that can help our co-teachers, our students, our learners, our aspirants, and uh, learning something about ESL world, my life, my travels, this kind of things. So again, thank you so much. This is Teacher Frank again, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.